Olá a todos, bem-vindos ao Countdown do Lisboa Games Week. O Lisboa Games Week acontece de 17 a 20 de novembro na FIL. Já faltam pouquíssimos dias, é uma coisa incrível. Nós temos estado aqui ao longo das últimas semanas a entrevistar muitas pessoas. Hoje temos um convidado muito especial, mas antes de eu o apresentar, temos um trailer para ver. Vamos a isso. O nosso convidado de hoje está na França e está aqui em direto connosco, chama-se Alain Jarniou. Ele é o diretor criativo da KT Racing e também do WRC Generations. Hello, Alain. How are you?
Hello. I'm fine, thank you. You?
I'm great. Thank you so much for doing this and for being here. I can't wait to play WRC Generations. It's going to be fantastic. Always, every year, an incredible simulator, really amazing rally simulator. So let's start talking about WRC as a franchise. How do you see it in terms of growth over the years? How did it grow over the years?
You know that we are working on the licensed WRC since the WRC 5. So it's WRC Generations is the 7th WRC that we make. So when we started to work on the license with WRC 5, it's been 8 years ago, we were a small studio, a small company, and it was the first big game that we developed in the company. So it was a big challenge for us. It was also quite stressful because it might have been our last game. So we put all our energy. Everyone in the company was working on this first WRC, and then he had a great success. It was a good game for at least for a first rally game in KT Racing, and then we have the opportunity to make WRC 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and today WRC Generations. And on every iteration of this game, mainly it's one game every year. Our challenge is to put new game modes to enhance the way that the cars behave on the road, put everything that makes the simulation more realistic, and also everything that can make the game and the game modes that we have in the game more enjoyable for the players, and to add activities that will fit the way that we think fans of rally want to play a rally game.
That's great, and you really do that every year, and it's always amazing. How does Generations stand out from its predecessors?
So, Generations in the order should have been WRC 11, but we wanted to really make a difference with the game, and that's why we also changed the name to WRC Generations, because it's a huge game. It's a game where we wanted to put the maximum of way of making rally. We've made 7 WRCs, and we put a lot of content that comes from the previous opus in this opus, really for our players, for the people that will play the game, have a huge content. So one of the first things that we make in this WRC Generations is to put a lots of different locations, different countries. This year we've got all the countries of the calendar, but we also added the country that we've made before in the previous opus. That means we have more than 20. We have 22 countries in the game, so that's a huge content, and it's a huge different kind of experience, different roads that you will experience in the game. So that's a huge content in terms of countries. We also put lots of different cars. We wanted to have all the generations of cars that at least one time the championship. So it starts with the Alpine A110, and then it goes to the last, the new rally cars with hybridation, which is also a big novelty in the game. So that's a huge content for the players, with all the combinations you can have with the weather, the time of the day. So it's a way for us to have the opportunity to make so much combinations in the game that it will be very, very good also for a big feature that we added this year, which is the league system. So this huge content is one thing. The thing that this year the competition also has the revolution of hybridation. It means that Rally 1 cars, the cars that are in WRC Championship, have a small electrical engine. So it's a very powerful engine that is added to the what we call the ICE, the combustion engine. So the combustion engine is the same than the previous year, and then you add this electrical power to the engine. It makes a new way of driving the WRC car. So that was one of our challenge this year, and that's also for the players a very interesting thing, because it's a new sensations when you are driving a rally car. So that's content, the new generation of cars. I talked a little about it, but the big novelty in terms of game mode is the league system. So the league system is a way to compete against other players, but in small groups, in leagues. The ideas come from the fact that, for me personally, for example, I'm not a good driver. I'm not an excellent driver. So when I play the game, you do your special stage, and at the end you have something like 50,000 on 100,000 players. Doesn't mean really. I'm happy to do rally, but I wanted to be more rewarded. To compete against players that are the same skills as me. So the league system is a way to do that. It's a way to put the players of same skills, same level of driving in small groups that you will compete against during 1 week. For example, you've got every day you have different stages, new events with all the combinations of content that we have in the game. It can last for years, for generations. So you do your competition during the week, and then you can see in a small leaderboard something like 30 people that are the same skills as you. So you can see that you are evolving in the leaderboard, and you can also win or be in the first drivers at the end of the week and go up in the leagues, which is quite satisfying, if you know what I mean. So for the best players, like the sports player that we have in WRC, they will be on the top leagues. But me, as an average driver, I also live a true competition with people of the same skills. So that's a way to have interesting competition in the game, and also a competition that will change every day, every week, and can last a very long time, because it's something that we can generate, I would say, for times and times, for a very long time. So
Absolutely.
that's,
Yeah. It's again, every year you add additional elements and features that are really, really great. One of the things
Thank
that
you.
I always love about WRC, it's how real it feels, and the fact that it's a simulator of rallies, that it's something that is really, really cool and super realistic. And I can imagine that while doing in producing a game that is so realistic, you will find, you already mentioned some, but you will find some challenges during that during the production and the development of the game. Can you highlight some of the usually what a developer can find, what kind of challenges they can find while producing a game like this?
So for WRC, in KT Racing, we are making racing games. So the first big challenge, and the challenge we've got from the start, is to build a simulation, a driving simulation that is as much as realistic as possible. So it means from WRC5, and not only with the WRC series, we worked on Tourist Trophy, it's a motorcycle game. We worked on a Virali game. We are working also on a Test Drive Unlimited game. For all those games, we make our simulation and technology evolve to make the best game possible. So that's one of the challenges when you start working on a WRC, and especially when you start on working on the series, is how can we make the most realistic simulation, especially in the rally competition, because rally is about tarmac, is about gravel, it's about snow, ice. All the kind of surfaces can be wet with rain and stuff like that. So it's a very huge number of different combinations you can have under your tires. So it's I think the biggest challenge for this kind of game for the WRC series.
And you really make it happen every year, which is fantastic.
Thank you. Yeah.
Alain, now speaking a little bit out of WRC, and you as an experienced person and developer and creative director here, how do you see the future and the coming years in the gaming industry, with so many changes happening, with a new generation of consoles now starting to actually happen? How do you see the future of gaming, the future in the next coming years?
If we talk about racing games, what we see is we can go further in the simulation, we can go further in artificial intelligence. So all the powers that deliver the new generation of consoles, for example, it's for us a way to make larger environments, more precise simulation. So that's already a big step forward for us, and the PCs also are getting better and better. The technologies like the ray tracing that is coming in the rendering also makes everything more realistic, which makes the game closer to reality, which is quite important, of course, for simulation like we do, but also when we create huge world like we do on Test Drive Unlimited, for example, it's a way to show more things, to work on things very important, like for racing game, for like the frame rate, of course, because when you reach higher frame rate, it's a better simulation, it's better feelings. So I think with the time, we go with more power, we go for more quality in our games. And that's something that is very important for us and cool, in fact, because we can focus, I would say, maybe it's easier to focus more on creativity than on technology. Technology is still a big part of the job, but there's more room for more creativity in the game, and that's very, very interesting.
Absolutely, and having new tools to expand that creativity, it's the way to go in the future. Alain, now of course we are here in Lisboa Games Week, so a big event in the gaming industry in Europe that's going to happen this November. Have you ever been to Lisbon, by the way?
Yeah, and I went
You've been to Lisbon.
I went for my personal holidays, and I'd say I love Portugal, and I love the trip that I made there. I went to Porto and I went to Lisboa. I went also to Nazareth, which was the place with the biggest waves in the world, which is very impressive. So and I went to eat the pastéis de nata, all these things.
Of course.
So I love the people, I love the place, and of course also for Rally Portugal. So I went.
Yeah.
And I went in Porto this year, and we went also to Coimbra for the rally, and Lusada also. So that's one of the advantage of working with a WRC license, that we can travel and see this kind of event, but also travel in countries like Portugal. So I know a little bit Portugal, of course. I love this country, and I know also Lisboa. I went there twice, I think.
Very well, very well. So we are waiting for you to come to here anytime. Yeah. You are always welcome. Always welcome.
Thank you.
What do you think these events like Lisboa Games Week and other events similar to this, but with this dimension, are important for video games, and also for the gamers themselves? Why do you think these events are so important?
I think it's seeing people that love the same kinds of game than you do, walking around with them, speaking with them, seeing them, with special dresses according to the game they love, is the day that today, when we were locked down in our house for months, we lost this contact we have before with everyone, with the people. So when you go on place and see other people like you, people that love, fans of video games, it's something that you can't really experience elsewhere. So this kind of event is still something very important, I think, for the community and for people that are fans of the same things, the same game. That's something that has to live long. I would say it's very important. It's something that takes you out of your everyday life, and to see new games, to test new games, to see people that love the same games as you is very important.
Absolutely, it makes people come together for what they love, and that's what matters the most.
Yeah, and we are used now to do everything online, but as soon as you come back and experience this kind of event, you see that how it's important to be there, to be walking around, to move to different places. It's very important. Yeah.
Absolutely, to be with like-minded people who love video games. That's the best. Alain, thank you so much again for doing this. I can't wait to play WRC Generations. It's going to be a great launch for sure this November. You are always welcome here in Lisbon whenever you want to come
very
here,
much.
and even here in Lisboa Games Week. So, and everybody watching this will be able to experience WRC Generations in Lisboa Games Week. So that's going to be super, super cool. Thanks so much, Alain.
Thank you
again.
very much. Bye-bye.
And thank you so much. Bye. Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
O maior evento de videojogos em Portugal é na FIL. São 4 dias de pura diversão com novidades gaming, esportes, realidade virtual, retro games, cosplay e muito mais. Passa para o próximo nível e traz a tua família, amigos e escola. É já de 17 a 20 de novembro, a 7ª edição do Lisboa Games Week. Bilhetes à venda e mais informações em lisboagamesweek.pt.